All right, guys, still solo on the camera there, so I don't have anybody helping me, so I'm walking back and forth. Sorry for the delay. Question that we have here is, which shotgun should I use for home defense, SHTF, combat shotgun? This one's a FN SLP, the Special Police. I like this shotgun a lot. This shotgun really reduces the recoil. Over the Benelli, unbelievable. I mean, it's like you're shooting 3 different shotguns. Like, a Benelli's like the recoil of 2 of these compared to the recoil of this one. Even with slugs, with buckshot, with birdshot, it runs birdshot, it runs buckshot, it runs everything great. One thing that kind of sucks about it is this bottom lever right here. When you're putting shells in, it'll catch your thumb, but you can have this welded, and then I'd go in and cut this off. I haven't done that to this one yet, and here's basically why. If I'm choosing a shotgun for self-defense, home defense, anything other than law enforcement or a door breacher role, I'm not choosing a shotgun. Now, I know that probably goes against what you guys are thinking, because everybody believes in the shotgun. You all believe that, it's been a myth that if you have a pump and you chick, that's going to make bad guys run. It's really not. As a matter of fact, think about how far away you got to be for them to actually hear it, right? The reason why is because shotguns, they do a couple of things. They do some things amazing, right? They put 9 rounds out of buckshot on target in one shot, which means one shot to a chest of a man, and he's not continuing to fight. And with the way that these are, with the extremely light triggers that they have, and the extreme light recoil, you can get 3 shots on him. But here's the problem with it. Number one, buckshot is good to 25 yards. After 25 yards, it really starts spreading off target, and then you have to worry about where else it's hitting. So it still has the power to hurt somebody at 50 or 80 yards, which means if you took it outside and shot it, and it spread open, and say 6 pellets hit the guy and 3 went off, if one of those hits your neighbor, you're in trouble, right? You're answering for that. You can use slugs and do a slug changeover and get very accurate to probably 150 and do really good. You kill a deer with it. It's tough. You can stop a radiator with it. Several years ago, the way that we were trained was we would put buckshot, and then slug, buckshot. I've changed that now to where if I'm going to run a shotgun, I run all buckshot, and then I run the slugs on the outside, so you just do a slug changeover. But all right, so I'm telling you this. I told you all that, and it sounds like I'm like double talking here. Like, hey, you shouldn't get a shotgun, but I have a shotgun. Here's why. A shotgun is unbelievably difficult to keep loaded. To continuously put shells in this, whether you load it with your right hand, whether you load it with your left hand, and you should be able to do all of these, whether you turn it over and load it from the top, or whether you have a double rig belt and you can take them like so on a double rig belt and turn them sideways and load 2 at once, which is the fastest way. Okay, so the problem with that is it takes a very long time to do this. So, it holds 8 shots. I'm shooting, boom, 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 and I'm constantly having to reload. Now, if you are a dove hunter or a duck hunter, quail hunter, where you're constantly having to shoot, boom, 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 and then you stop and you reload naturally, I would say you could get used to a shotgun fast enough that a shotgun is worthwhile for you. But if you're brand new into guns, this is not where I would start, okay? If you're looking for a home defense shotgun or gun, this is not where I would start. The reason why is because it's just too difficult to keep loaded if you don't have the training. Now, like I said, if you're a hunter, goose hunting, duck hunting, where it's just natural for you, for me, I grew up with a shotgun, so it was natural for me to load with my right hand. And then I had said, okay, I need to get some discipline, and then I started learning to load with my left hand. And then I need to get a little more discipline, so I started turning it over and loading like this, right? So there's lots of different ways you can load it, and you can discipline yourself if you're willing to do the training. So if you want to do the training, shotguns aren't bad. You can do a lot of damage with them. But if something goes down tomorrow, my shotgun's staying here. It's not going with me. If I had room to take a shotgun, I would take my Browning 16 gauge Sweet 16 Auto 5 that I just bought, and it would be I got a lot of rounds for it, and it would be my hunting shotgun that you could use for self-defense. But in the event of self-defense, I'm not choosing a shotgun. They're just too hard to load. It takes too much training. Now, if you're dead set on a shotgun, I recommend you start quail hunting now. Quail hunt, dove hunt, duck hunt, so that you can learn to get that adrenaline, get the gun up, and then get bullets in it. Get the adrenaline, get the gun up, use your right hand. Get the adrenaline, get it, load it this way, right? So that you can start getting that muscle memory to load this gun, and learning that, you don't shoot all 9 shots. If you shoot 2, you load 2. You shoot 3, you load 3, right? It's very difficult to get that muscle memory down to do it. Very difficult. If you are going to do it though, and say you are a hunter or you're willing to spend the time and go to a class, who is it? James Yeager at Tactical Response has a dedicated shotgun class. If you wanted to go to him and learn that, then I'd say shotgun's a viable option. But as for me now, I do know a shotgun pretty well. From my past training and from hunting. I'm pretty good with a shotgun. But what do I use for home defense? I use this. This is a Glock 17 cut to a Glock 19. I've got a Taran Tactical, I think it's a 24 or 25 round magazine on it. I've got a Surefire X300 light, and this is very blinding. And then what it also offers me is, because nobody's going to enter rooms with me, I can open doorways and then extend into my rooms. I can reach and grab my children, right? And I've still got a light that I can flick on, and I can still use my light. I can turn the light off. I can get back in the fight. I can maneuver around things. I can get down and hide from things. So this is what I use because I have children and I have doors and I'm operating by myself, right? So anything I did inside my house, this is what I choose. Also, I just carry, it's kind of crazy, but I just carry full metal jackets. I do that because there's a high likelihood that I'll have to shoot through walls or couches in my house. I understand that hollow points might stop in the guy and they might not go through a wall. And I understand that where I'm going to have to, that my children are in the other rooms and they could be in the way. But because I understand that, I understand the layout of my house, I understand where they are, I understand what the full metal jacket will do, I choose the full metal jacket for that. But this is my home defense gun. This is not. You just think about it. If I'm clearing my house and I got to open my door, then I got to break the shotgun down and open the door. If there's somebody right here, I can get my gun back into the fight and shoot them. But if I'm doing it by myself and I've got to open the door and somebody's right here, I can immediately shoot, right? So this is faster for me than the shotgun. But anyway, if you're brand new, if you're just getting into guns, I don't recommend a shotgun for you. I do recommend one for hunting, but then in that case, get a 24, 26-inch barrel. That's better for you. But to learn to start out and learn how to use this pistol. Start out and learn how to use your rifle, a .223, an AK-47, AK-74, whatever you choose there. I think for most people, a combat shotgun is not a practical thing to have in your arsenal. That's me. It doesn't have to be you. We're all different. I'm not saying that because I can't use this. I can use this and I can use it very well. It's just not what I choose. Anyway, guys, ponder on it.